He's a GBV activist, co-founder Usikimye Foundation, and this comes at the background of the marches tomorrow, nationwide feminist march against femicide in Kenya. Njeri, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Yolanda. Hi, Paul. I couldn't be in studio.
Yeah, all is forgiven. Mumbi has located. Yani Mumbi has looked for you.
Mumbi is awesome.
Mumbi is awesome. Thank you so much, Njeri, for making the time for us. I can imagine how busy you and all your foundation is following the plans for the nationwide march tomorrow. Feminists march against femicide. Njeri, where are you all marching to tomorrow?
We are marching to the institutions of government tomorrow. So that should be the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to go to the judiciary, you're going to go to the DPP, you're going to go to... What are you hoping to get from them? You're going to serve them with petitions?
Yes.
You're going to serve them with petitions. Demanding what, if you don't mind?
These petitions, we should read them out tomorrow, but the crux of the matter is, as a nation,
Yes.
we are failing to protect women. In 24 days, we have seen 12 women being murdered and killed.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, this becomes it's no longer business as usual. This means women are being killed. And what is the government doing about it? What are the protection measures when there is facts that have found that 500 women in the last 5 years, the 2016 till now, have been killed?
500, wait, Njeri, those are, wow, 500 women in 5 years have been killed.
Yes, those are femicide numbers. And femicide does not exclude any other incident.
Yes.
Those are just women who have been killed because of femicide. So when we say femicide, it doesn't rule that women have been killed in other ways.
Yes.
So that this is not the total number of women who have been killed. These are just women who have been killed by circumstances that surround femicide.
Yes.
And the government has never done anything about it. So we want, first of all, femicide to be declared a national disaster.
Yes.
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 And so that people, how do we then move forward after this? Now we've brought attention to the process.
Yes.
We've brought attention to it. And so how do we legislate against something like that?
Okay, Njeri, hold on that point. So the right to live is enshrined in our constitution. The right to associate and the right of movement are all enshrined in our constitution. So what further amendments or new legislations do you want in place? Because murder is a capital offense in our country. What further legislations on what amendments do you want to be tweaked to specifically target the anti-feminism or femicide in Kenya?
Let's start from here. Murder is a capital offense.
Yes. All murder. Yes.
Yes, and we are not removing from that. However, how women are murdered and disposed of is what makes this femicide. Because we are not just looking at it like that. This is the intentional killing of women with a gender-related motivation. How do we stop this? How do we make it feel like this is important? It is the language that you use to show the importance of this.
Yes.
How are we treating women as so disposed? Why is it so easy to just kill a woman and get on and move on with life?
Yes.
Out of all these killings, do you know how many of them have gotten justice?
How many, Njeri?
It's a very small percentage of people who have been arrested, and even the ones who have been arrested and their cases are in court. It takes you up to 5 years to get justice. What we are looking at as femicide is a culmination of years of neglect of gender-based violence.
Yes.
Yes. So femicide is a culmination of that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So because this impacts, it's a pandemic. Gender-based violence is a pandemic that impacts the lives of 1 in 3 women, right? The
Yes.
most people who are impacted are women.
Yes.
All right? Yes. And so because of that, what we are now looking at is the culmination of all the years we've neglected doing our GBV work.
Yes.
And therefore, it takes a special mention. Declare this. The same way tunasemanga, for this is what we need. Yeah. Now, for femicide, this is what we want it to be declared a national, because it is. If it was a disease that was ravaging the country that killed, right now, let's say, for example, you are calling me as an Ebola expert and asking me, 10 people have died in 12 people have died in 24 days. This is alarming. What can we do about Ebola? You know how alarmed the whole nation would be?
Yes, very, very alarmed.
Very, very alarmed. Exactly. But in every 2 days, a woman has been killed. But what we are seeing across the quarters is silent. It's just another normal working day. Women are telling me we are unsafe on the streets. I am a woman.
Yes.
Because I am a woman, I can be killed, I can be groped, I can be raped, I can be, in less than 2 months ago, we had a 2-month-old baby die in Eldoret. He was raped and killed.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So now, how do you carry that with the same weight and then call it homicide? Now do you start to see the weight of why this is important and why it needs to have a name and why it needs to have separate legislation from the current homicide.
Yes.
And how it has become a very prevalent issue and how we don't even talk about it. And, potential perpetrators, also when you look at how social media and the victim blaming and the victimization of already women who are dead, it tells you that potential perpetrators may also be in an increased risk of committing femicide.
I'm very surprised, Njeri, because the minute your hashtag has been trending for days on end, but the backlash is what has caught our attention. That why would people then be so bothered with a hashtag and victim blame? This person has already been killed. Why would you look for issues with why this girl was there? You need to teach your girls not to go to an Airbnbs, and people even making distasteful jokes about the entire situation and almost to the extent of rubbishing it.
Now you start to see the overview of how easily and how I can't even start telling you because my mentions are in shambles. Because every time I open my social media, especially Twitter, and I see the way we are minimizing the death of women, I'm just seeing it. That's what I was telling you. We can't just look at femicide as anything other than a national crisis.
Yeah.
Because of how we are dismissed. Just because I'm a woman, it's not a death sentence for me. Just because I went somewhere, now I might be deserving of death? Is that what it says? Because when you say that women went into an Airbnb, how many women go into an Airbnb? How many people go into an Airbnb in the whole world?
Yeah.
Do they deserve to be killed? Me coming to meet with you, do I deserve death? Telling women that safety, that they need to weigh they need to have risk mitigation within themselves, not to meet strangers. Every person, when you left your house, Yolanda, how many strangers did you meet today?
Yeah, many.
Exactly. I was a stranger coming to see you today. We didn't know each other, right?
Yes.
And by that virtue, we were strangers. Does that mean if we were to meet you, were to know me? So all these things that they keep on saying do not make sense. Women don't deserve to be killed because they agree to meet a man in an Airbnb. Women who do sex work do not deserve to be killed because they do sex work.
True. Njeri,
And then
sorry to cut you short. On a societal level, because I understand that in short, what you're saying in essence is we all have a part to play in propagating femicide in our country. What do you think we should do, like, to help you in your cause as society?
First of all, as society, we need not to normalize gender-based violence because everything we are looking at, from how we are raising our children, from how we are instilling violence as a means to an end, how we treat violence. Kwanza Kenyans, we have this saying in love. Watu wawili wanashare the hiyo story ni watu wa blanketi moja yeah. You see how that minimizes the impact of gender-based violence.
Yeah.
And this now is, as I say, these are the consequences of minimizing gender-based violence. We need to be aware. We need to advocate for policies that have zero tolerance on violence against women and children, women and girls especially. Increasing the support and reparation for women and girl survivors of violence. Like, imagine, I have cases from 2020 that are still in court for rape. Maybe the girl was 10 when she was raped. She's 14, the case is still ongoing. She will be 18 when justice is served. What does the society see that?
Wow.
If she got a baby by that rape, the baby is already 8 years or 10 years. So when we're talking about this, we need to start advocating for robust systems. We need to create awareness on a level that people realize, oh, this is wrong. We cannot normalize this. You cannot normalize hearing your neighbor screaming and you're just quiet about it.
Njeri, another question. So tomorrow you march. You serve the relevant authorities with your demands. You demand for justice. You demand for faster turnaround time in the investigations and, the judgment, the whole process of your victims getting justice. If at all you feel that your needs are not met, your demands are not met, do you have a timeline and do you have a next course of action, and what would that be?
The thing is, you said do not want to preempt the things we need to speak about tomorrow during the march, and so that is why I'm not really giving you the proper answers, because I feel like these things will be spoken of tomorrow. Yeah. We have a timeline, we have a set course of action.
Yes.
The march is just one of them. That's it. The march is just one of them. The march is to bring awareness into a larger cause.
Yeah.
So that is just the first point of action. Of course, protesting is always about policy legislation, about bringing in change. We do have a course of action. We have a list of demands that we want to serve the government, that we want to see. And we are not going to sit down and let this be just a blue law.
I love that.
We are going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that we are heard and that our asks and our needs are actually put out there and they are acted upon.
I have something you need to add to your list if it's not already there. Could you ask for better screening of people when they're coming to our country? The other day I heard in the news the coroner was saying that the person who maimed the girl who the story has been playing out, that person has some expertise in what they were doing. So is this a person who was screened? How did they end up in our country? The same way you can't travel to another country or even get a job in our country without a certificate of good conduct. How are foreigners screened before they enter Kenya? Do you have that as one of your demands, for instance?
That should be there. Should be somewhere there.
Yes.
Because also when you start saying a country is also visa free, we are opening a Pandora's box.
Yes.
Yeah, we are opening a Pandora's box. But yeah, you have a very valid point about that. However, I will still say this.
Yes.
Majority of the people who are killing us are our men, are our Kenyans.
Yeah. True.
We have our own homegrown violence that we need to deal with, because majority of the deaths are actually our own. And the fact that somebody can typically just come and sit down and type.
Yeah.
And say, this has to be killed. I was talking about Njeri, who was a friend on Facebook, who was killed on the 20th by her boyfriend, stabbed to death. And somebody actually came and said, she probably alimsafirisha and maybe msafirisha. And in my head I was like, where is the conflict resolution?
Wow.
That we are using now is to kill each other. It's to kill. We are in the house, we are in home. Home is the safest space. But 80% of femicides in Kenya are carried out.
And even the conversation in our houses in Njeri, we are told to teach our girls, fundisheni wasichana wenyu. I'm like, and the boys are just left there to be advised by the birds and air.
Exactly. It's not just teach your daughters, educate your sons. Educate your sons to have better conflict resolution. Educate your sons to see women as women. And not as people who are disposable. We are sitting on a time bomb. This is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the country which is the third highest number of teenage pregnancies in the world. That's a problem. What does it say about a society that we are okay with that? What does that say about how we see and treat our women?
Oh my goodness. Njeri, how effective do you think picketing is in our country?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
In regards to your question.
Yes. No. Ask me a question.
How safe are we now when we walk out in our shorts and in our minutes?
Hey, my friend, we are not safe. We are not safe.
That we don't get.
We are not safe.
Of course, we are not safe as women. That is 100% guaranteed. We are not safe. But in 2023, I can walk in town in a short skirt. I may get catcalled, but I will not get.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we did my body, my choice, right?
Yes.
My dress, my choice, right?
Yes.
You know the reason we did my dress, my choice is because women were getting
stripped.
Yes, in the street. In the street, we were getting stripped. All right? The year was, yeah. So now women are able to walk to Kenya because we were able to picket and fight harassment. We were able to send our petition, and men were actually jailed because of that. And right now, 10 years down the line, women get to dress how they want because a number of women in 2014 picketed and said no more.
True.
And said my choice. So that's picketing work, yes.
Yes, it does. And it's very effective, Njeri.
And it is very effective. And this picketing is not just here. We are doing it countrywide. Nyeri march today, tomorrow most cities, from Homa Bay to Busia to Kakamega to Kisumu to Mombasa, Kilifi, we are all marching. Machakos, we are all in the house, we are marching. We are marching for our lives. This time we're not even marching for the choices of how to dress. We are marching for our lives.
I love
it.
It
It is such an important march. If you are a woman, this should be your march. Because out of all these women, we've seen a 55-year-old, a 24-year-old. We've seen a 60-year-old, we've seen a 19-year-old. We've seen everyone, 30-year-old, a teacher, a housewife, a man, as long as you're a woman and you carry the body of a woman, you're not safe. And no woman is safe if all of us are not.
That is true.
We need to create an environment that sees our humanity, that respects and recognizes our right to live.
Oh, Njeri, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know we are short on time. We would love to have you live in studio. I hope time and I don't know, the stars will align and we will have you here, because this is not a conversation I feel we can have in 20 minutes and it's done. So thank you so much for making the time. We have to go to the news, but tell your people to talk to my people. My people are called Mombi, and we are praying for everything that happens tomorrow. And I think it's the beginning of a long journey, but one day it will have the destination. And the destination is going to be worthwhile for any woman who will ever be born in this country, Njeri. Thank you so much for the great job that you continue to do. And thank you.
Saturday.
See you on Saturday.